Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you today? I almost didn't stream today, but welcome to the studio. Lele and Chris Kilue, or Chris K. We are here from Mexico, so she's saying hello. And we're going to sit her here somewhere where she can see what I'm doing. So, as I said, I almost didn't stream today. I've been a little bit with a sore stomach for the last 2 days. So it's really a nonsense, but anyway. So let me just set up my settings and you can get to see that this is titled January Dragon Part 10. Why Part 10? Because if you are a subscriber to my channel, you have seen that I started this coloring page last Sunday, and I mentioned that I was going to do updates using shorts. So you can find all the different shorts from part 1 to part 9 on my channel. Actually, the last one and maybe a couple more will cover a little bit of this flower. So that's what I'm going to be doing just for a little time. I'm not kind of in the mood of being online for quite much time. I have some other things to do here at home before Monday because I start classes early morning. So I do want to make sure that I have everything I need. So Saturday at this time is a difficult time to stream, but it's the day where I see there are not a lot of streamers, especially the ones I follow. They are normally in the afternoon or in the evening. So I might take this schedule to stream for some time to see how it goes. Sundays, I think I'm going to drop Sunday early morning because it's going to be really hard for me to wake up on Sunday at 5 a.m. So anyway, so Lena, welcome. Nettie, welcome. Thank you for coming. So yes, I mentioned you can see the shorts on my channel from part 1 to part 9. And that's what I'm going to be doing this year. I'm going to be using this book by Selina Fenech, Unicorns and Dragons. And that's what I'm going to be doing probably the first 3 months. I'm going to be coloring some dragons here, and later on I will try and draw, ink, and color my own dragon, which is going to be interesting because it's been a long time, like 5 years without coloring a dragon. I normally have these swatches that are kind of movable. If you want to follow this coloring along, and if you want to watch the shorts, you will see that I normally place them close to the areas that I'm coloring. And after kind of a long shot, then I go into a close-up so you can get to see what I'm doing. And right now I'm doing these. So another thing that I'm going to be working with is probably a little bit of digital drawing. I've got a very interesting setup and brush here. Okay, hi Janet, welcome. good morning or good evening. And last Monday, I ordered these stylus because I don't have an iPad Pro or something, so I really don't want to try right now an Apple Pencil, maybe in the future. So this stylus has got something very interesting. It's a stylus, but it's also a brush. So I have already tested this one, and it works really, really nice. I'm going to try and use the green background so you can see it. And then, yeah, I have seen that this is a little bit complicated, but the bristles are kind of a special material. So your device, whatever it is, can recognize this. And it really doesn't change that much the use of this tip to this one, but eventually it would be nice to use it. Supposedly you have to put the cap here, so it's a very nice extension, but I don't want to be kind of touching the screen with the bristles. So I think if I use this one, I'm going to keep it open and just rotate it. It would be easier and it will keep this much better. And of course, you have to be careful. Let me do this a little bit of camera, because you have to be very careful when closing this one so you don't damage or bend some of the bristles. But it's really, really comfortable, and it works with a lot of different apps. You can use SketchTime, Procreate, Art Rage, Fresh Paint, Sketchbook. I have Sketchbook and different brushes. You can use it with phones and different tablets. So I thought it was a good idea because my old stylus is like 15 years old. So it's already kind of damaged from here. And this one was really nice, not that expensive, it was like $50, something like that. And I think it's cool. So I'm going to be doing this, and I have already started testing this one. And I just want to get very, very familiar with the stylus to draw. So I'll show you why I'm doing this later on. So I'm going to open a sketchbook. And this is what I'm doing. This is my cat, Kika. And what I'm doing here is that I have a reference photo, and I have already 2 layers, and I'm testing the stylus. And you can see this program is really, really nice. So I'm just doing some scribbles right now. It's nothing really complicated. And of course I have a background because I want to eliminate the original one. Yeah, technically in this moment what I'm doing is just tracing over this photo, but what I really want is just to get kind of the hold of using the stylus, especially here because I'm more a traditional painter, so that's why we have this here based on the photo. What I'm going to do here is unblock, and if I put 100% you won't see it, but you can get to see how it would look if I do this. So let's see what happens here. Okay, it's a very good idea to block the layers that you are not working with, so you don't make a mistake. That's what happens to me when I work with digital. I forget which layer I'm using. And I was having here photos of these wings because I was thinking about the wings on the dragon and probably use kind of a monarch butterfly style. So that's what I'm thinking. I also started using a stencil here with pastels, chalk pastels. I don't have pan pastels. They're overpriced here in Mexico, so I don't think I'm going to get a set. But I'm not so sure. I like it so far, but I think I'm going to do something different with laying the stencil and work with that. Another thing that I started in this year was the collage kind of painting technique with this repurposing this 24-year-old, I think they're 25-year-old really, because I made them in 1999. So I just wanted to show you how it looks after the papier mâché is completely dry, and how the tissue paper can be layered almost like paint, or you can keep it as a texture, which is something that I also like. You can have 2 colors, or you can have 3 colors. You just need a 50% water color glue mix, a brush, and that's it. You can make boxes, paintings, you can do a lot of things. This is 3D, but somewhere here, if you have seen previous live streams, let me see if I can take them out. I don't want to wake up my cats here. They're sleeping nearby. And if Nico wakes up, he's going to be a problem because he likes to jump where the camera is. So this is something that I have been experimenting with. Tissue paper as collage and Sharpie for the edges, white background, no Sharpie here, everything is just small bits of tissue paper. And this one that I haven't done anything since New Year's Day streamathon. Sorry about that, but I've been quite busy with some other things. I mean, getting ready for a new semester, new schedule. It's really complicated when you have other things to do here at home. But I'm happy to say we have landed a contract for the next 11 months, but that means a lot of work. That's why I'm keeping my projects to the minimum that I can do. Otherwise, it's going to be very complicated. Okay, so let me just put this aside a little bit and show you what I'm doing here with this rose. Lots of layers. The paper doesn't work because it's very, very smooth. It doesn't have a lot of tooth. So that's a problem with coloring books. The paper is not necessarily very good. You need a little bit more tooth. So just keep your layers very, very, very soft. And in the last layer, you can add a little bit more pressure so you can finish with something that is looking like this, a little bit more intense. And you just take a lot of time, relax when you're doing this. Don't aim for realism because that's not necessarily what we want here. In coloring groups, when I see the people who are beginners, you have different ranges there of people. You know, the people who are experts and they put these beautiful, amazing coloring pages that look so realistic. And then you have the beginners who still don't know how to use pencils, and you get to see people who are very frustrated, say, oh, I want to color like that, and how do you do this? And they want to go from 0 to 100 in 1 week. That's not realistic. You have your own path, you develop a style, and what you do is just work a little bit, get tips from people. So how am I intensifying this in order to get to this thing? First of all, I'm not using Prismacolor Premiere. I prefer to use those for future commissions or something that is on a better paper. So I'm using the Junior. That these used to be the Scholar. I have one here. And I mean, the Scholar are good. They don't break that much when they fall. They have more binder. The pigments are similar to the Premieres, but they are good. They're a good start. And I normally blend these colors with small circles or cross hatching. So I'm trying to see if I'm a little bit behind here. Okay, no, not really. Okay. And what else I was telling you? Okay, just do something soft with your layers. Don't complicate it too much. I have enough light here, but I think I'm going to draw one of my curtains here so I can get more light. Yeah, I'm working the other way around. It would be ideal if I were left-handed, but unfortunately I'm not. So that's why I have a little bit of shadow here. I normally work the other way around in front of my window. So, but this is where I have my desk, my laptop is over there, and this is where I work, plan, evaluate. So it's a little bit difficult to change the settings. I don't have a permanent camera display. The camera is here. I have to move it all the time. So sometimes I'm very lazy to move the display of the camera. So I'm using these 4 colors that you see here. Starting with yellow, then this kind of rosy one to integrate the yellow and the other pinks, blackberry, and practically that's it. I'm not planning to go live, as I mentioned, for a long time. Just a little bit to work with this as part 10. Part 11 and 12 will continue with this rose. And then you can expect during the week, as is the first week of classes, during this week I won't have a lot of tasks to evaluate because the first week we have a lot of students changing from group to group. Practically they see you, and if they like you the first day, they stay. If not, they move. So I don't give a lot of tasks to evaluate. All my tasks start officially having a due date on January the 22nd. But I also have students who like to work without being told what to do, when to do it. So those are the ones that I will evaluate. I have a lot of returning students who had been with me in previous semesters and levels. So that's good because I kind of know them. They know how I work and how I ask for the tasks, the requirements, deadlines, etc. So it's good. New students, well, they have to adapt. We have a lot of new rules. Every new semester in January, we change and update a lot of rules. So let's see how it goes. Okay. I'm using a box here so you can see this closer. Otherwise, I'll have to be doing this up and down all the time, and I don't want you to get it easy. You probably hear my neighbors making noise because it's Saturday, so we have a lot of people washing their cars or walking the dogs, and they kind of walk by this window that I have here. It looks out one of the main streets that we have inside the condominium where we live. So we can listen to cars or trucks or people just walking by. Visitors. Who knows? Barking dogs. In the morning, we had a lot of new birds coming. It had been very cold, so all the poor little birds were away, and it sounds like they are coming back, which is really nice. Okay, let me refresh these and double check how my internet is moving. I have two providers. One is the one that I use for monitoring YouTube, and the other one is the one that I use for streaming. So Nico just woke up, so I hope I can keep him away from my desk. Oh yeah, just change position. I love him, but he's very messy. In case you don't know who Nico is, he's one of the favorite subjects of my drawings and paintings. So this is Nico. It's a photo by my sister, and this one took me like 3 months to finish because I didn't have a lot of time to dedicate to this. I really have to concentrate a lot when I do pet portrait, you know. Okay. So this area is almost done, but normally after the streamings I go back and revise what I did, and I kind of have the same situation that Lina was describing yesterday while she was doing the watercolor and then the, I don't know what it was, scrap painting, but it was very, very nice and very fun to watch. I kind of feel like intimidated by coloring or painting live, and sometimes I think that I make a lot of mistakes. So I tend to not experiment that much. Okay, but here we go. Just don't be afraid of your colors. And especially these books, they have 2 sets of paintings, so if you make a mistake in the first set, the second part of the book, let me show you, has got a totally new one to work with. So nothing happens. Okay, I'm a little bit behind on YouTube. And the delay of what I'm watching here using StreamYard and what I can see on YouTube, it's a little bit confusing sometimes. If you're watching this for a replay, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, make a comment, especially make a comment, watch at least 1 or 2 videos and comment on those videos. Otherwise, YouTube will remove your subscription because YouTube thinks that you're doing sub by sub. Okay. Yes, Lina, definitely. Me too. I don't do the same thing because I tend to go crazy and I tend to make a mess here. This has to be a little bit neat when you stream online, which is not a reality, of course. This bedroom studio is a mess every day. Hi, Miriam. Provecho. You're having dinner. Nice. And also rest. I hope Maxi recovers fast, so you can also rest. It's not easy to take care of somebody who is a little bit ill. It doesn't matter whatever they have got. It's hard. At least try to nap or rest while he is resting. And that would be the best thing to do. Yeah, I was more concerned about my dad when we both got sick last year from the virus. And I couldn't recover fast enough because I was not only tending all his necessities and things like that, but I was also tired. And I had to work because they didn't give me any days to recover. So it took me much longer for me to recover. He was well in like 3 weeks, and for me it was like 6 weeks. So it was hard. I'm thinking about using purple, but maybe off camera so I can experiment. Okay. All right, let me put this close so you can get to see how we're doing here. And let me try and see if I don't knock off my settings here of my camera. Okay. Intensifying the Prismacolors using these 4 colors, as you can see. I don't think I will use more markers. I have these kind of cardboard to protect the drawings behind, because look at this. Yeah, and these are just water-based markers. They are not alcohol, and they bled. So the wings, definitely color pencil. Okay, so here we are. Let's put this a little bit up so I'm on camera. And I'm also going to move the camera a little bit so it's more comfortable for you to see. Okay, so the colors that I have here are Prismacolor Junior, remember. I'm not using anything fancy here. Mostly because of the paper in the coloring book. I mean, they are nice. Her books are so nice. I have 2 other books by Selina, and I like them a lot. But what I don't like much is the paper. So I have to make do with whatever I can, trying not to ruin the paper, because otherwise it would be just very noticeable that the paper is damaged and I don't want to break it or torn it or just build so much wax that then I cannot add any more layers. But this is like kind of the final layer, so it's not really a problem right now to build a little bit more. It'll be very hard to add another darker color because now it feels waxy, but it's a good practice, and I cannot take longer than January to finish this dragon, and we cannot say it's 50% done, but considering that we are almost mid-January, can you believe that? I have to hurry up because I know I'm going to take some time for the wings. That's not going to be good. I need to hurry up and then choose the next dragon. And of course, finish my sunflowers. But they are not urgent, so nobody will see those sunflowers. We don't get a lot of visitors here, just my sisters and probably my uncles and my aunts and a couple of cousins. Yeah, my cousin has not returned from Houston, so he's been having a very, very busy start of the year. So let's see. I don't know if you can hear the dogs barking. That dog is alone most of the day, so I feel sorry for the little dog. It's just barking all day long. I mean, if you're going to have a pet, just make them comfortable. They feel cold and they feel hot and thirsty and other things, so make them feel nice. They don't live so many years. They are just temporary companions. Okay. I don't know if you can see this very well on camera because the colors are a little bit dim whenever they are on camera, but this yellow in combination with the pinks is very intense. Camera really doesn't make justice to what I have here. Realistically, in front of me is kind of a fire rose with a lot of yellow and orange and pink, and this blackberry really intensifies everything. It just looks very interesting. I don't have a reference here, by the way. I'm just coloring this by memory. I think I have done a lot of roses in the past to more or less know what I'm doing. But I should have a reference, I know. I already have 2 screens. I don't want to pay attention to a third screen. And this laptop is sending me a notification. We need to update because there are new features and blah, blah, blah. Sorry about that, but stupid Windows. They make the machines worse with every update. But well. Okay. Yeah, definitely you can feel the buttery sensation of these colors. These other ones, the pentel that I used for the dragon, are very dry. They really don't lay that much. But I do love more the blending characteristics of Prismacolor. And I also like polychromas. I've been learning how to use them, and they totally lay differently. Takes a lot of time to lay the polychromas. So they are harder, oily, they require a lot of layers. Well, here, even though I have a lot of layers, I don't feel I'm taking too long. But there you go. Hi, Christopher. How are you? Welcome. Coloring these. Tend to be more talkative when I'm collaborating with somebody. I chat more. When I'm streaming on my own, I try to concentrate and just pay attention to what I'm doing, trying not to knock my camera. Been planning to build a more permanent thing with those water pipe plastics or things like that, but that involves a lot of work and plan, so I think it's better not to knock my camera. Okay. Great. Balcony is nice. We have refreshments there, and as we are in Mexico, we have Mexican refreshments there. We have water, lemonade, soda, we have tacos, and we have the traditional dishes. We have like French fries and popcorn. So balcony is good. And I'll be watching from the balcony in the following weeks during a lot of your stream, guys. If you're streaming, and I'll probably say hello, like to some people there, or a general hello for everybody, as I normally do, and then I'll go quiet from the balcony. Hi, Anina. Welcome. Yes, Miriam, we have a lot of space in the balcony, definitely. Here my space is constricted. You can see here part of my setting, and the other one is right here, very close to this green box. So I have a lot of space, and that's a little bit complicated when you want to color. That's why, as Lina said before, like, you don't paint or color the same when you're streaming because of the space. Yeah. If I didn't have these 2 poles very next to me and the camera here, I'll be just throwing things and bring this on and boxes open. My cats would be very happy getting into the boxes and say, what's there? What's these? So I'll be yelling at my cat or meowing at them. Sometimes I can produce a very accurate meow to kind of upset my cat. But sometimes he gets so upset that he bites back. So I kind of wonder what I said in cat language that he got very upset. So he just turned around and bit me. So there's a guy on Instagram that supposedly he teaches you cat language. And I don't follow him, but eventually his reels appear on my feed. And he was saying, or he was teaching the other day, the expression ma or ma or something like that. And I tried it, and supposedly that kind of meow or is for telling your cat, hey, you, dude, come here. No, they just looked at me and said, what? Are you crazy? Why are you making those crazy sounds? So I stopped learning cat language because it just doesn't work with my cats. Yeah, I think my cats speak Spanish and understand Spanish, I should say. So I need to find somebody who teaches cat language in Spanish, right? Okay. Look at this. I really need to take a photo of these rows with a better camera and put it on Instagram, because definitely you'll be surprised with the intensity that you can get with just the Prismacolor Juniors. Amazing. Hi, Flo. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We have a lot of people watching from the balcony, Flo. We have Mexican refreshments there, a lot of space. We have also French fries. We have, here in Mexico it's called Sabritas, but you probably know these as Frito-Lay. So we have Cheetos, we have Doritos, we have all that over there. So make yourselves comfortable there on the balcony and enjoy this mega rose. I'm going to show you what I've done in the past with the books of Selina. So you can see how you can use all different things, but mostly color pencils, because yeah, the paper, not good. Much better paper somewhere else. So depending on your paper and depending on the author, the materials that you have, then you can use different things for your coloring books. Some people just separate the papers from the books and display them on binders, or they give them to different people. I keep them inside the book because I don't have space to have different binders. So they're nice, and what I like is that there's nothing on this page. So if some wax or color transfers here, it really doesn't bother that much. Okay. I have to do my grocery shopping tomorrow, so I'll probably miss some streams. I'll watch the replays later. but I do need to buy things for a week, so I don't have to go to the supermarket anywhere from Monday to Thursday. Those are going to be my busy days. Fridays, I'll say I'll be off classes early in the morning, so no big deal. But I have chosen Fridays to be the day that I kind of be at home, but I evaluate the majority of the tasks that I'll be getting. So I can have Saturdays off to program this stream at this time more frequently. And Sundays to be kind of the new shopping day. Yeah, that's going to be for 8 weeks, because in a term we have 2 different courses, and the first one is from January to March, mid-March more or less, and the second one is from March to May. So it's 8 weeks each course. So in reality I have 6 different groups in a term, in a semester, with an average of 27 to 30 students. So that's a lot of work, but it's nice. Keeps me busy. I will continue with felting, by the way, but not this week. I want to learn other new techniques for felting. So in this moment, I'm just watching videos, trying to get to understand the technique, because the videos are from Japanese streamers. So I don't speak Japanese, and what I'm trying to do is just watch carefully what they do with their hands and the material, and kind of see if I can crack the secret of the method they use. So I normally watch a video twice or 3 times, and then I try to use the things I learned, which is interesting. Oh, we have some birdies here. But my cats are so asleep. They are not listening. Okay, there you go. So remember, guys, that I normally keep my live streaming to 45 minutes to 1 hour. So it's much easier to watch the replay, because you can increase the speed and kind of see what I'm doing. And you can recommend somebody to watch this. Sometimes it's relaxing just to see someone color. So anyway, let me check. I have like 10 minutes left. So definitely I will finish this last bit of the rows and add the greens and be recording those for you in shorts. So what I'm going to show you, if I can find them, here I have the books that I bought before, the books by Selina that I bought before. And these can stay here because I'm going to be using them for the shorts. So let me see if I can knock things here. Okay, there we go. So these are the two books that I have by Selina. I have the one of mermaids and this one that is fairies. I think I got this one first. And I always forget to put my name here, so. Oh, Lele, I'm knocking you down. So, look at these. This was one of the first ones. And it's the same thing using color pencils and markers. But as I said before, the markers bleed. So sometimes I don't like the paper that much. Another fairy. Same. This one was very interesting because I used a lot of different techniques here. A lot of markers, colors, and correction fluid for the owl. Let's see if I have something else here. Oh yeah, this one. I used a combination of gouache and correction fluid for part of the moon. I didn't use it for the hair. I was just experimenting here. Mostly it's color pencil because using pastels or oil pastels on this paper is not a good idea. Here this bled a lot, like this one. More correction fluid, Prismacolors, markers, and this one, as you can see, it bled thoroughly because here I used alcohol markers. I put a no, but it's back. Okay, so I'm back. So you're going to see a dark page, dark screen there. But I'm about to finish anyway, so it's just like the last bit. This is from Mermaids. Another beautiful mermaid page with color pencils and markers. One of my favorites. This one also bled a lot. Alcohol markers. So make sure you protect this. Hi, Eddie. Welcome. And this one, that is the last one. I did this one last year. Still has the protection page. This one has got chalk pastels here and a lot of Prismacolors and markers. But I try not to use a lot of markers here because as I said before, the paper is just not good. And practically that's what we are doing here, experimenting with digital stuff that I've shown at the beginning of the stream. So I'm using Sketchbook. I'm using this photo of my cat Kika. And what I'm doing here is practically tracing over the photo to learn how to use my stylus here, the new one. I shown this one at the very beginning. So that's what I'm doing. I'm experimenting with these different layers, but in the end, just let's make it visible. Reduce the opacity, block it so I don't work with this one. There I am. You can see me on the screen. Yes. Okay. So I think I'll finish the stream here, guys, because now it's time to go and do some house chores, go and behave as an adult. So thank you very much for coming. I'll see you around in different streams. Okay. And there you go. So Lele's saying goodbye to everybody. And have a nice day, guys. Thank you. I'll see you around tomorrow. Bye, everyone.